Okay, that's looking a bit better. For some reason, I'm not getting disconnection protection. For some reason, it's just acting as if the drop is immediate. But what is with this bitrate? Because nothing's changed. So I don't think I could blame the game for this. What you coming from, bad bitrate? What you doing? We're getting some stability back up again, but is it? Nope, because it drops right back away to 1,000, 2,000. It could quite possibly be mid this time after all, because looking at my speed test on the tablet side, my tablet has better connectivity, and I'm still looking at like 96 megabytes per second upload, which is still fantastic. That's amazing. But the whole 140 upload ping, which is obscene. But it's looking fairly stable now, so maybe it's gotten it out of its system. Stable bitrate for a little bit. What do we say? Can we trust it? Do we trust it go back to the game? So what was I musing on when the stream disconnected and the disconnection protection failed to fire twice? And it just hard disconnected from stream. Sasana, I was going around looking at different places and how they relate to the HRE and the Guelphs Ghibelline factions. Cesena might have lost their alliance with Pistoia and Arezzo, but they got new allies now. In Volterra, right above Pisa, who are Ghibellines and of the HRE, so we attack Cesena, we get access to Volterra. And Cortona, who are also Ghibellines. Where are they? We got some stuff buried there, that's Aragon. Where's Cortona? Cortona's that little tiny thing. So we attack Cesena, and we can grab Cortona and Volterra. 4.12 tax. 1.9, so truly insignificant. And Cesena, 7.64. So grabbing Volterra and Cesena is two moderately sized Ghibellines we could take out of the equation. Cortona isn't as important, but it's a target of opportunity. And so that is going to be our next avenue of expansion. Once we get force into faction to 100% completion, province, what you do when you got nothing going on here? They foolishly joined the HRE. Ten spies in Genoa now. Right, I was looking around because we have maximum diplomats for now again. And what I want to do with my maximum diplomats. Pistoia's a Ghibelline, but they're in the HRE. But they don't really have any forts here, they're just little Pistoia. Lucca is a Ghibelline in the HRE. They have an alliance with Siena and Volterra. Siena's not HRE. They are HRE. They're Guelphs, but still HRE all the same. I'm just thinking that because Pisa is my vassal, I could just feed land to them if we own the land. If I attack Lucca, though, they are HRE, so Bohemia is going to interfere. $38 to -1. And they have a fort, so I'll have to sit there for a while. Malaspina, HRE, Guelph, so they're fine, except they're tiny. Little Faenza. Little Faenza is insignificant. 0.71. They might as well not exist in here. Rimini. Signora Rimini. Little Guelph standing all alone. Republic Pesaro. All the guys next to me are ones I shouldn't really touch anyway. There's an unattached Ghibelline in Urbino. Unattached Ghibelline in Urbino with an alliance to Arezzo. Who are Guelphs, they don't matter. But Urbino we could take. Camarino is also Ghibelline. And they're right next door to my vassal here. So I could improve my vassal that way. So we'll build a spy network. No spy network? Subject of Pesaro, spy on them instead. Pesaro Guelphs. Well, how about you, Urbino? Are you also somebody's underling? You have an alliance supporting heir. I don't see any overlordship relationship, so these guys you could build spy network on. And then Pesaro. Even though Pesaro is Guelph, I want to take Camarino. And now that we used up our diplomats, let's get some more diplomats. Damn, so expensive just to get a little boost. 37, dropping down to 26. There, 0.1 a month is fine. And now we got all these buildings going in. Once I start producing more scriptoriums, I should probably cancel some of those book trades, but they're making me money either way. And how's our disease looking? Typhus. 0.01% presence. You see, we get sick so much that disease just bounces off of us now. That's our real superpower. Since we have fishing villages everywhere, does that help with my proximity? No, not really. That would need more of the maritime presence. And it's still decent, but it could always be better. Unused trade capacity. What do the people long for? Grains, fruits, pearls, and books? Or should I just go for profits? 2.85 with the gold. Let's give him grains. Any current trades to swap out? Books of minus 0.08. Higher trade advantage in the Bruges market, blocking us from getting access for enough goods for the trade. So that's what happens when we get negatives here. It's not that just the price goes sour or whatever. It's they have more advantage, and so we can't benefit. Alright. So we're down a few books now. Let's do... We could also do exports for profits. Exports isn't as big though. Ones at a time. We get more money greasing the wheels of commerce to bring stuff in. .54, 0.14 is less, and hence lower capacity for it. 5 times more for only 1. Giving me a little bit extra scratch on the trade. The little spies I got coming around. See, these peasants don't mind working the fishing village. They're quite happy to get more food, make more money, get more peasant power. They don't want peasant power for whatever reason. Is that Kasana fighting again? Bolognese Senetian War, started by Bologna. Why is everyone going after my target? Leave them alone, they're mine. Acclaim with their own Casus Belli on Perigord. Is that one of mine? Their overlord is France. How do we get that random Casus Belli? $3.6 per month. You know what they're doing? They overheard me talking about taking advantage of these guys as allies. And they want to break truce again. So Urbino stands alone. So Cecina stands alone. I'm getting stressed, man. Building's missing input of 0.03 books, but we got more scriptoriums. Unprofitable fishing villages. Potter's guilds, fishing villages. Paper Makers Guild is actually... How are the paper makers unprofitable? We have more scriptoriums that demand more papers. The trouble is that paper is being pulled towards Tunis. Let's get more boats built. More Mediterranean galleys. How's Genoa's boats looking? They got 9. And we're gonna have 11. Traditional galleys and 1 Mediterranean galley. 1 Mediterranean, 1 traditional, 1 cog. Mediterranean, traditional, cog. Let's get the cogs out here. The cog and the cog have no business going into war. Move you lot down over here. Luigi. It's just a transportation thing, so it doesn't matter what stats they have. As long as it's not nobles. Okay, you're gonna be set to patrol the seas out over here. There, some split labor. I've seen some people say, put your boats like every 4 away. So maybe it's more that they have a radius around them or something. Bologna has entirely taken over the guy that I was after. Which, good on them, they were Ghibellines, so that's 1 more Ghibelline power gone to the Guelphs. But if you could save them for me! This is great, this is more Ghibelline power for us, and less Ghibelline power for them. But man, I've been wasting all that time and resources for nothing then. I should vassalize them, but they're not going to want to be vassalized or a republic. Minus 149. How about Volterra? They're in the HRE. They're Ghibelline. They have no fort. We could just march on over on top of them. How about I insult them? I'm gonna wait, because I need more. I want to build more diplomatics before I... Oh, look, they're actually patrolling. They're actually patrolling. At the very least, they went up here. In matters of faith, we are second to none. Our support for our religion and the devotion we show impresses people around us. More prestige. 10 sudden prestige. Instantly dropping. What are the Pope's armies doing up here? Right. French-Navarrese War. Genoa. They haven't switched over. Brescia doesn't matter. Papal States. We just need Bohemia. We need Bohemia out. We need Bohemia to start some other war. You know what? I'm making a whole lot of money. Possible institution. We could embrace banking now. It costs money. 61 stability! You know what? It's cool that it's there. It's cool that it's there, but I don't think I'm gonna gut my stability for a little bit more research. Should I insult Volterra? Let's insult them first. We'll insult them and then we'll put up some spies. With luck, they'll insult us back. But since we're making lots of money anyway, and we have a lot of sitting around anyway, we got 11 prestige. Maybe I should go ahead and commission some art. $358.29. Next month, April Fools, give us some art. We lose 10 prestige. Back down to 0. Okay. And he's a what kind of artist? A prominent artist. Alright. He's gonna create a magnificent work of art for us. Work of art in progress. He better not die on me. If he dies, the state's going to take back everything he owns. This patrol's actually patrolling. How cool. Increasing control is basically done there. And back to so low prestige, we're actually regaining on them. Prospering monastery, we'll visit. Get some more legitimacy. Poor Malta could be getting so much free prosperity. And instead we're just aggrandizing ourselves. As always. Bohemia, go to war. It's been so long we could do more Senato. Alright, let me see what I want for my Senato. I want to change a law, right? We have our estate law to favor the ruler. More crown power. Maximum tax. The estates hate us a bit more. Borders we want. Martial society or civil society. Nah. Education for the masses. Either more literacy or no literacy. Which sucks. Mining law. Noble estate satisfaction. Expanding raw materials time down. Aristocracy judicial economy. Peasant satisfaction if the commoners control it. Burghers. Cheaper cost for expanding the mines. Move towards plutocracy, capital bonus, burghers are happier. Nothing I care about too much there. Administration. Centralization. Feudal administration. Do not rule directly, but through subjects who swear loyalty to us. Influential members of the nobility whose fealty can be assured are commanded to advise rulers of the subject nations. Helps breed and maintain loyalty to the crown. I want to turn plus 0.05 decentralization into plus 0.10 centralization. Subtract that, and that's a plus 0.15 each month for me. So Central Council is super sexy. We're already getting plus 0.1 for centralization here. Royal Court Customs, aristocratic. Decentralization, rural parliaments, proximity. Cultural influence, skills of new artist. Innovative. We're going to keep the aristocratic court. Military laws, I got my noble levies. Maritime laws, maintenance, shipbuilding speed, sailors, plus 10%. Naval supplies output. I think I'll keep the trade range. Anti-piracy law. State piracy, can hire privateers. Is that what Genova has? Heirs, same religion, same religious group, any religion. It's fine where it is. Marriage laws, we can only be monogamous. Okay, we're gonna get... What was it? Central Council Administration. We'll call for the Senato in Napoli, in our own capital, to help centralization even further. Host army exercises. Army tradition decay. Gain 10 army tradition if it passes. I could also absorb the stability hit if something ends up not passing. We're gonna host the exercises, and because they like us a little bit, that'll give us an extra oomph. We have our support, so we could request the law change towards administrative system, central council, for extra turn towards centralization. The state administered in a single council wherein the members decide the policy of the state. Remote areas will struggle to make their voices heard. Okay, so we got a request. Support towards traditional economy. Lose stability. Lessen levy obligations. The burghers will dislike me. Conciliatory support. Gain war exhaustion. I think I'm just gonna hit this. I'm gonna take the stability hit for not passing the host army exercises. I'm already getting my administrative system central council. That's all I need. That's as much backroom dealing as I need now. Now that Bologna is getting huge and hungry. 41 to 42. 19 against 16. We're devouring more of them, but it's not helping me any. Support Imperial Rival. We'll support... What does Messian have? What's their relationship like? They have allies with Austria, the Rhine, and Lüneburg. They don't seem to have any overlords or underlings, I mean. Croatia is pretty competitive. Sweden. Croatia belongs to Hungary, do they not? They're allied with Serbia. No, Croatia's their own thing. They're also pretty damn tiny. Tax rate of 7.63, tax rate of 35. Let's put our weight behind Croatia. Whole lot of waiting going on here. Should I go ahead and try to... Maritime dominance in Malta? The dominance of the Navy in Malta has meant that the proposed increased spending on the army of the Senato has been rather coldly received there. Despite having been initially amenable to the proposition, the members of the Senato from this area now see no choice but to vote against it. -5 support to 1.03%. I would need to grant so many concessions. Sucks to be them. We get to do the host army exercises, so the nobility does get their tradition decay -0.1 while it's going on. Non-culture levy size working on, then levy size 10%. Institution growth, cost of purchasing food. Buildings are missing fruit. We have fruit. Though we have fruit in two different markets. We have fruit here, and that currently goes out towards Dubrovnik because they're gobbling up my boot again. We have fruit over here that's not going to Tunis. Got plenty of peasants, we got plenty of money. This is for what, a brewer? A brewery in Lecce? Zero, zero, zero. One of the more difficult things about being a parliamentarian has listed the debates in Napoli, but more how to sell the debates and compromise with the people back home. They become adept at defending the policies. We've seen a resulting rise in support. 10% support in Senato. Okay. We have 85 days to go, 84 days. It's just -2 and -2. If we put our support to the traditional economy again, then 45. Levy obligation for clergy, -0.5. Conciliatory support. It's always nobles -8, nobles -8. The nobles are really being giant babies about this. If Bohemia could quit growing, that'd be fantastic. A schism in the Catholic Church has thrown the Curia into factionalism. We have a new event, the Western Schism. Even if the Church has been divided before, the schism seems to be of a different nature. After the death of the last pope, a faction of Italian cardinals is pushing for the return of the Holy See into their own control, something they have desired ever since the papacy fell under French control. The French do have 6 cardinals to the 5 that the papacy gets and the 2 that we get. If the Italians want to give France's cardinals to me, the demands of both factions seem irreconcilable, and the Catholic world is swiftly defending into factionalism, leaving the good Catholic people to the Catholic Church without their shepherds. As long as this division persists, they will have to navigate a world without their usual authority, and decide for their own who the true representative of divine will is. Do we have an anti-pope? Reform desires at 11%. There's 17 cardinals. What's the end requirement for the Western Schism? France versus the Pope, the regent in the Papal States. Is there no Pope right now then? At least one of these. Either the Papal State does not exist, or there's a candidate for Rome and Paris, and Rome has held more than 2 councils, and Paris has held more than 2 councils. Paris has gathered 22 support. Castile, France, Narbonne, Provence. Provence has gone against me, and Auxerre. Rome simply has the Papal States and that's it. Has yet to vote as me. Every location in the designated province will gain show unity of faith. Local pop conversion speed and unrest. It feels like the Pope stands alone right now. I'm gonna stand with the Pope. We are good Guelphs. The entire point is we stand with the Pope. This isn't gonna have us war with everyone else over this, is it? It better not. We'll vote for France in the Western Schism. We'll vote for Rome in the Western Schism. There's not exactly much I can do with this. We're gonna support the Pope if nobody else will. It's okay, Padre, I still got you. 7 against 145. 157. Big guilds fall short. A guild in Kefaloon has found itself with insufficient funds. Fund the guild if it comes under national control. Gain 10 legitimacy. I don't have 200 money to spend. I got no choice but to spend 200. If we have to go into debt... If we have to go into debt anyway, let's at least gain legitimacy for it. Alright. To get out of debt, let me quickly balance the books here. Let's get my diplomacy down to just maintenance. And I guess we'll mint more. .18 a month. 0.26 a month. Alright. That's just under 50 a month, right? It's just under 50 a month. That means we'll be in debt for a smaller amount of time. Cost of court we could also afford to drop a little bit. There, 50.14 a month. It'll take 3 months to get out of debt then. Rising inflation. We've taken a loan of 79. I don't want to take a loan. This can be done automatically. We run out of money. How do I turn that off? Can I turn that off? I didn't want to take on debt. If we declare bankruptcy, crown power drops by 90. Holy shit. Okay, we never want to do that. Debt remaining is 119. Bank of Peruzzi for our loans. Ugh! Just let me stay in debt for a bit. That steward is going to lose his head now. Rivals with Sweden. Failed to get host army exercise, lose 7 stability. 34 is okay. Because at least I got my central council getting built. And that's all that matters to me. What's going on here? Who are you attacking, Mantua? Mantovan, Pesseries War? Who's a Pesseries? Urbino. Urbino! I was going against Urbino. Come on! Mantua! Don't be a little bitch boy, Mantua! Ugh! Every single avenue of advance I want to take, I'm not allowed! Everyone's dropping opinion now. Equilibrium's dropped. Equilibrium's because its abilities in it. It's just a small drop. And how's things going here? 88 support to 766. Well, Pope Giulio Gatto. Curia actions blocked is yes. So, what happens in a Western Schism? Country is in possession of a cardinal, vote for one of the cardinals. Country without can declare obedientia to grant a chosen candidate progress. Use a religion action request cardinal seat to get a cardinal. Demand support from a candidate to profit from the situation. See, we have a cardinal, so we can't do that stuff where we can demand support to profit. During the situation, heresies will spread. Use show unity of faith to keep my religious unity high. Well... At 1 prestige, I'm losing prestige per month. This spine network is a waste now. Alright, let's pay off that debt. Debts. Total sum of 117 with interest. Pay it all off. And now let's go ahead and drop the minting back down. 3%'s not the end of the world. Point 26. Trade income pretty good. Diplomacy, still buying food. 0.05 would be enough for diplomats. I don't use so much at a time. Cost of court is either positive or negative, so we'll keep it in a slight positive. In fact, because inflation's not too bad. There. 6.83. Make 27.47 per month. I just gotta take a bite out of Genoa. If we take a bite out of Genoa, then that's gonna simplify the whole Ghibellines and Guelph thing so much. It is clear to us that Filippo Angio has proven to be an excellent appointment to our cabinet, doing valuable work for our kingdom. We are lucky to have such a fine minister. Encourage his effort. He gains excellent minister for 5 years, more efficiency. Reap the benefits. 10 prestige! Speaking of which, things seem fine over here. So, province control. We'll keep his tour going. Strengthen government. What else can we have this guy do? Societal value, develop province. We could double up on monthly legitimacy. And then pay even less for the court. Let's see if we can't shift society values even further now. Now that we're getting extra towards centralization, if we can't speed it up, he can only push it as far down as negative 26.08, so he can only push it towards 26 destabilization. Excuse me. So that's still a waste. Are there pops worth converting? We got 10% orthodoxy, 11% orthodoxy, 22% orthodoxy. We got more orthodox down in Calabria. That's our Greco population, is it? Cultures, we got primarily Neapolitan, Sicilian, Greco. So, converting, we could assimilate faster into the target culture. But I think we're okay. It's not as major as Imperator Rome so far. We could try to raise development by 0.0025. Development's pretty bad all around, but we could always get it better. Every single time I put a spy network down, somebody else has already fabricated their own casus belli. Faenza? He could have gone for Faenza. Faenza was so much closer. Pesaro is no longer in the Guelphs. So... Camarino, you free now? We got no overlord, Camarino? Little Ghibelline Camarino all by themselves here? Passarino was their overlord, but they're gone now. So no one's going to stop me. I couldn't put a spy network on them because it said, well, they have an overlord. Put the spy in their overlord instead. And you see what happens when I put the spy in their overlord. I want to insult them. Maybe if I insult them, they'll insult me back. There, 0.2 a month. I want a whole diplomat every 5 months. Waiting for more pops, for wheat, for livestock. They really love France more than they love the Pope. Councils held, councils held. We can't push the Pope to do some councils, can we? Because if we do 2 councils, then there exists a candidate for room in Paris, and the council has been done. It seems that showing unity is mostly to keep my own people from fractioning out into different heresies. Curia actions blocked. Well, I'm willing to throw in with them because Guelph's supporting Guelphs. But... oh, we got our boot back! We built up stronger and kicked out Dubrovnik. Our people need grains, pearls, furs, and game. Pearls from Burgos. Only 0.01 capacity to get 0 goods. 0 goods for 120 or for 1.23 profit. I don't know about that one. There's no grain option right now. But they want furs and game. 0.16 from Pest. For so little, for so little, for so little. 0.16 for more furs than that. $0.05 for more furs. And I guess we'll get the pearls after all. Guess we'll get the pearls after all. Guess we'll get the pearls after all. Guess we'll get the pearls, the pearls, the pearls. As long as I can keep filling in that 0.01. We got sailors again. Build another Mediterranean galley. Legitimacy so high, we're dropping again. $30 to $40 against the nobility. Central Council. Mostly, I want the progress towards centralization. Claim thrown against Perigord. If I do that, though... huh. If I do that, Bohemia will join with him. I have to go against France for that. Perigord is under France. Man. We're much weaker, we're much weaker. Has truce with the target. See, but there were times when Bohemia had a truce with me, but then going against Genoa would have still brought them in. Improving opinion with Genoa. Don't you fucking dare. They're making it so they will join with their wars. Why are they trying to get all cozy? They already have so much tax in northern Italy from Bohemia spreading their tendrils in. Little Luigi Angio is 16 now. Luigi. 76, 53, 23, so militaristically he might not have much. Look at the crown hovering over his head. Join a foreign order of chivalry. Bonus gain depends on the order itself. Should I make him join an order of chivalry? We could also arrange a royal marriage. Who'd be a possibility for him? Garbage, garbage, garbage. Anything good. Great power score. Piedmont. We could marry into Piedmont of the Savoy dynasty. That could possibly help us out with the Ghibelline versus Guelph, would it? I mean, it's over there across the mountain, but Piedmont's over here. Piedmont. Everything else is completely insignificant. $55, 43, 60. Maybe her militaristic 60 would help accommodate his mere 23. County of Piedmont. How about their Guelph? So I wouldn't be taking a real advantage there anyway. Little Filippo. Little Gianna. Order of St. George gives monthly prestige, military ability, diplomatic reputation. And he's in it until his death. So it sounds like, if that's what a chivalric order is about, that sounds like a pretty good deal. We could maybe use Piedmont into a personal union, just like Province then. And maybe if they're with us, that'll discourage other Ghibellines from attacking that way. We could shop around first. You got any kids worth marrying? 15. Gallant, balanced education, 43, 53, 55. Another second cousin. Aragon to unite these crowns. You got kids. Little Joanne, 1 year of age. Joanna. Violent, 14. Also has garbage stats. I got that in common. So maybe Aragon is the overlord of Cagliari. Could we do anything with that if we try to marry to Aragon? They're allied with us currently. At my current game skill, I wouldn't be able to efficiently manage both Sicily and Aragon. It's not like we're going to inherit anyway. The crown's going to go to Frederick de Barcelona. Though maybe after Per here dies and Frederick takes the throne, maybe we could push Violante to take the crown back, and then we'll have marriage ties between the two Sicilies and Aragon, and their kids will end up inheriting both. Will that be how it works, or am I just too CK-brained? Like right now, we're queen of both two Sicilies and Provence and a few other minor places. So I don't expect that suddenly Aragon becomes two Sicilies. I would expect that maybe we end up producing a personal union between the two. And then with time, we could slowly integrate them into us. Establish some seniority. Get some economy of the union going. Get them to join us in mutual offense. One more year, and we can get Provence to join us for mutual offense. Now, I'm not sure if that'll create a separate Sicilian Aragonese union, or if that'll just add another paramour into this menage a trois. I think that maybe I want to marry my kid to theirs. Aragon currently has allies between myself and England and Provence. We have very close ties. And they haven't been the best of allies so far. Bad feelings between the two countries. I don't know, the fact that Provence is allied to him is kind of a red flag to me. Because doesn't our union with Provence have some stipulations that all of these things are true and legal unless war breaks out, and then suddenly things go out the window? The number 25 power in the world. If we're the number 25 power in the world, that's pretty sad. Hey, Onyx. You want lunch, Onyx? It's after 4. So, what do I want? Onyx? Okay, Onyx. I see you making your hungry face. Cat wants to be fed. It is about that time, Onyx. I'll take my BRB and then get you some food, alright, little guy? Let's go back to the world map. I'll take my BRB, and then I'll come back once the cats have been fed. There. Alright, Onyx, let's go. Alright, that's enough of a BRB, especially given how silent the game can be. Just staring at a map with no music. It's almost like playing Crusader Kings 3 all over again. Oh, can't forget this time. So, I built spies, they take it over. I built spies, they take it over. I got 2 spies. Let's see how long until they take it over. I built spies, and now Bohemia is trying to improve relations. I'll get to 25 spies. I'll get to 20 spies, start building Casaspelli, and then spend the next 5 spies breaking their relationship apart all over again. I could also try attacking towards these areas, expand my Athens holdings, but where's the fun in that? Athens is all the way to here, so maybe if I take this over, I could feed more to him. Pocket jelly beans. Unmarried adult heir. Right. I think what I want to do is try to build a union with Aragon. I might be able to. Let's have him join a foreign order of chivalry, too. Kingdom of Hungary. The Order of St. George. Does he end up leaving court? Is he gone for like 10 years' time? What happens if I have him leave? Or if I have him join, does he have to leave? Does he have to go to Hungary? And do a tour of service for 5-10 years, and thus the girl here will get married? He has joined the Order of St. George of Hungary. He now gets monthly prestige 0.03. Military ability plus 15. Diplomatic reputation up. Plus 15 military ability. That covers his deficiency a little bit. And Hungary gained opinion of us. So, March 29. So 2 years from now. Is there a way to pin the character? We could pin the character. So we could hopefully get a royal marriage in when she comes of age. And now we're back to sitting and waiting and waiting and sitting. Who do we want to insult? Because every single time I try to take somebody, somebody else takes over. Macerata has no overlords. Macerata has no overlord, but somebody else is going to gobble them up. They're also Guelphs. So we should offer them protection, but they're not going to accept. Minus 100. But everything else is too big in the negatives. Grains, pearls, furs. We pushed Dubrovnik out of Naples, out of Italy. But we still have Tunis hanging on here in Sicily. We're slowly rebuilding our market preference into Genevan territories, our market spread here. Pisa doing the hard work for us. The Byzantine Empire is still suffering against the Peasant Empire. And Thessaly has broken off, it looks like. Active spy networks. In us. What exactly are they planning on us now? They're insignificant. Insignificant. I see no allies. But he's got Bulgaria that he's in union with on his side. Let's get that spy network. If they got spies on me... Could I see who's got spy networks on me? Active spy networks. But I can't see who else has spy networks on me unless I look at them first. Alright. Where's that? Can have rivals. Byzantines, we were gonna be so merciful to you. I had no desire to go against you guys. And now I see that your vassal is spying on me. There's no spies, or not spies, there's no mutual rival Casus Belli. Build a spy network. So many spy networks I'm throwing around here. So many spy networks is dropping my diplomatic capacity even further. But I gotta spread it out, I got no choice. Because every single time I try for somebody, they end up gobbled up and I've wasted my diplomats and my time. Hungary already loves us, so we could stop improving opinion with them. There. 0.15 diplomats per month. .01. That's alright. They're aiming for 56. 50 is alright too. Commoners, you want to be at 52. 51.04 is good enough. Spending is so massive. Franche-Comté. An alliance with Brescia. At least we can call in Hungary. Hungary could keep Bohemia distracted for a bit when we go against Genoa. Aragon's kind of worthless, but we do have quality boats now to go against their average quality boats. Mediterranean galley, 2 Mediterranean galleys, Mediterranean galley, whereas they're all traditional. So our fleet is starting to get a slight technological edge over theirs. '54 stability to embrace banking. Can embrace an institution when enough of the population of a country lives in locations where it is fully spread. Fully spread. This means that the country has fully understood the institution and can research advances that rely on it. Well, let's see what banking would get us. We don't have Renaissance. Banking. Bank interest, total loan capacity. What else would it get? Colonial range. Trade range. Naples and 2 Sicilies can get us royal domain. But we don't have Renaissance! Somebody spread Renaissance into me. I can get cultural influence. Possible government reforms +1. I want government reforms +1. Special advance for Naples and 2 Sicilies. 10% extra crown power. Cabinet seats +1. Who's got Renaissance? Who's got the Renaissance innovation? Why is that not spreading to me? But what's banking gonna get? Diplomatic range, ship repair at speed. Unlocks the dock. Can build ships, harbor capacity. Monthly sailors 16. Hires 1,000 soldiers. Route to Indies. The bark. 8 cannons. 6 hull. The early Carrack. 40 cannon. 20 hull. I feel like I got the bum deal here now. Spy network construction faster, encourage urbanization, maritime presence higher. Infiltrate administration, removes fog of war of another country. Support rebels. I think I care about the stuff under Renaissance a lot more than banking. But I got scholarly treaties. I got all these military stuff for these wars we can't fight because every time I try to build spies for Casus Belli, somebody else gobbles them up. How's the Pope doing? 316 versus 950. Oh! Caught red-hooved. All living creatures of our kingdom are subject to the laws of man, regardless of whether they can comprehend them or not. We could try a cow for murder or burglary. Recently, a sow has been caught murdering and consuming a child. Now it stands trial for its grievous crime. It is imperative that authorities uphold an impression of maintaining the law and order of the land in an assiduous manner, even if the defendant may not be human. Granting it a trial which observes legal customs to the fullest extent provides the people with greater trust in the system. So, the animals already have. I don't know if I would completely call it human rights. It's not like the peasants are treated any better right now. But they get legal representation in court, whether they could comprehend it or not. That's a pretty big deal. Granted, it's only when they fuck up and never in their defense. Nobody says, well, this sow relies on the acorns of this forest. We owe reparations to the sow. It's only the sow ate a child off with its head. Let's have barbecue later. However, one can call into question the expense of giving a full trial to an animal which is incapable of making use of it. Perhaps animals should be given hastier trials that are less expensive to undertake. Is this a slippery slope? Are we going to have former lawyer high school teachers in social study class argue that we need to have full complex court cases, trials, bond, putting them in jail while they wait for their trial for every single animal? Because if we don't give it to the animals, then suddenly, are we also going to remove these rights from the Sicilians? Are we also going to remove these rights from the Greco? Or even, heaven forbid, from the Genovese? The law is fair for all, even animals. 2 towards traditionalists. Curtail expenditures in animal trials. Lose stability and gain money. An innovation. It's more innovative to say, you know what, we don't need to send animals to court. Lose stability. The clergy should be responsible for the animals too. The clergy will lose 10 estate satisfaction, but they want to build up towards 70 anyway. And I gain 2.5 stability. I'm going to offload this issue onto the clergy. I hate to look. 46 to 44. Ghibelline leader is Milan now. Milan? I recognize that flag from Crusader Kings. We're much stronger than Leon and than Milan. They're Ghibellians, but they are in the Holy Roman Empire. And they're currently in alliance with Savoy and Austria. So right now my guys won't join because... Well, now it's only saying levy availability, target opinion lacks border distance, but I'm assuming that having no casus belli right now also doesn't help. Hungary is at war. Hungary is at war? Falsolace, thank you for the follow. Hello, hello to you too. We're slightly weaker. It's slightly weaker because it's calculating us against Milan and Austria and Bohemia and Savoy. If Hungary could join in, then we could maybe tilt things our way by having Hungary go against Austria and hopefully Bohemia. I do want to take a bite out of Genoa first. They're no longer the Ghibelline leader, but they still contribute 86.93 tax into the calculation. Milan doesn't even have, I guess it's going by the power, not their tax base. Much stronger than Milan. Stronger than Genoa. These guys would be going down so easy if they didn't have Bohemia backing them. A historical event about my country that you don't know. Alright. What was the name of the ship? Was it the Endeavor? Alright, I closed my Firefox earlier. Let me just refresh myself real quick. Book don't care about. Because a small historical factoid that will give about Palau is that Antelope was a traitor, not Endeavor. Is that we actually, surprisingly, had a pretty fair relationship with the British during their era of going around the world, colonizing, exploring. Because at one point, their British ship, the Antelope, crashed offshore Palau. And so we put a little pause on the war we're having amongst each other, since, paradox, surprise, surprise, people do have war and commerce among each other. We didn't colonize the Pacific off of just sitting down eating coconuts all day long. And so after helping the shipwrecked Brits out, taking care of them, patching their boat up, and sent them along their way, our little prince Li Bu decided to join along with. And so little Palauan prince Li Bu ended up all the way out in the foreign, distant lands of London, and became something of a local celebrity for a little while, until disease took him like 6 months into his overseas vacation. And so now he's buried at the Church of St. Mary's, Rotherhithe in London. Nice little walk down the Thames to get there. And to this day, you could see his grave in the churchyard. And if you go into the church itself and look at their guest book and you flip through the pages, you could actually see lots of signatures from Palauan guests who went over to visit their wayward prince and have written nice things about thank you for taking care of him in there. So hopefully that little story, that little historical tidbit satisfies you. $200 monies. If we build up more boats. What is Hungary even getting up to here? At war with the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Started by Poland. Polish-Lithuanian War. Are the Poles being a little bit aggressive in starting this union? Hungary's joined in on the side of the Poles. $3,000 army strength, minus 10,000. 22 army strength, minus 3,000. Okay, it's gonna be a while until we could rely on Hungary militaristically anyway after all. But hopefully this doesn't take up too much of their effort and time. I need them to stimmy Austria and Bohemia after all. And Bohemia is not going to be so nice to get involved in a war on their own. Allied to France, so it'd be foolish for me to get involved directly. Two more spy for Genoa, and we could try building another Casus Belli on them. War exhaustion bounce just to drop back down. I'm not even at war right now. Population slowly recovering. We've got the very slightest of an incline. Grains, pearls, furs, and game. What if I build some markets around here? That'll probably help pull our market back from Tunis. You guys want market villages? That's trade capacity and trade advantage. Possible laborers, possible soldiers. And food capacity goes up. It's not production. Monthly prosperity down, max control. What if I sent my cabinet member to Sicily for a bit? See if the extra control could help put their 17 more years into the next ruler trait. She's indulgent and malevolent. She's owed one positive trait. Could do roads. Roads will help my proximity, and proximity will help control too. I should... What's this? No active policy. Oh, it's the next year. So we can do mutual offense. Province would be one more against Genoa when we go against them. But Province is also getting themselves aligned with Aragon. So I don't know how their future alliances are going to look. They're ours? But that still doesn't mean that they'll help out with people that they like, against people they like. Members will join offensive wars always. Members will be automatically called to join offensive wars always. Members can be called to join offensive wars. We don't want it. Mutual offense repealed. Can be called to join if always. May be allowed to call in other members in times of war. Duty for offense. Automatically called to join in. So automatically join, automatically called to join, or allowed to call to join. Or none. Nobility, clergy, and burgher estates of all opponents of the resolution lose 15 estate satisfaction. So they better vote with me, or they'll end up losing more of their dwindling estate. Assured offense. If we go to war, they go to war. Members will join offensive wars always. Now hold on. That's not just for me then. That means that if any of my guys around here decide to declare war, then if Province decides to gobble up one of my Guelphs, I'll have no choice but to join their war for it. Which is against my interest. Mutual offense law. Maybe I should keep it just possible offense then. They'll have the right to ask. But would it necessarily need to be automatically brought in? No. We're gonna make it assured offense. I'm gonna be shooting myself in the foot this way. Do I want it? It doesn't even say that increases integration any. Economy of Union. United increases integration level. Diplomatic liberties would increase integration level, and so on, so on, so on, until eventually we unify the crowns. Years to annex members minus 20. Enable the annexation of members. Swift unification of crowns. 10 years or 20 years. And more integration. Enable the annexation. Integration level 1, federal union. More opinion, more trust. You require helps if the tooltip goes in front of the window. 50 years, so we're halfway there. We'll need to align our legislature in 15 years. And first do... Come on. 30 years, so 5 more years from now? For the next Senato? But mutual defense doesn't seem to give any integration. It also costs me legitimacy and prestige to begin the vote. Integration level is currently 2. They leave the union if they no longer have the same ruler heir, or heir in the case of a regency. Every member must have the same integration level as a senior partner. Members of lower levels must have their integration enforced via parliament. So if we do pull Aragon into the union, they won't have the current 2 then. They'd be a couple behind. If we get to that point. It might just have to be a separate union entirely, which is perfectly fine. Integration level 222. Possible offense, I'll say then. I don't want to be obligated to join provinces' wars into things that go against my interest. But I do want to be able to call them for our support. Each member may be allowed to call in other members. Follow their fellow members. It doesn't say for the senior partner. The fact that it's not for the senior partner, I don't think, and that it's just for anyone who decides to be a bit aggressive, will just make it a possible offense. Anything else I want to build in Napoli? We could put more to the marketplace. Tools Guild is currently profitable. If we improve it, they have the masonry available for it, and I think things have been needing tools more often. Granary, Distillers Guild. We have plenty of burgers. Masons. Mason would turn our basic stone into proper masonry. Naval supplies is currently floundering. How come we're floundering, naval supplies? How come we're in a -0? Lumber, fiber, tar, copper, and tin? Is too expensive for you? Eleanor de Barcelona, our niece. What should we do with you, niece? Shrewd? 50-50-50 is pretty good. A shame our sons don't have that. Marry you off to a noble? Nobles that I mostly don't care about. Violante is 15. We can't even get a betrothal yet. Does not belong to the ruling dynasty. Well, maybe not mine, but his, surely. Adolescent, Nevro. Can't arrange our niece to him, it seems, sadly. 19 spies. 20! Alright, Genoa, this is gonna be a horrible idea. Because Bohemia keeps having your back and he's not going anywhere. He's only, what, 40 some? He's 40. He's exactly 40. And the game's not cut enough to get rid of him. Malevolent, secretive, and hardy warrior, so army attrition down. Army attrition down for a guy who's got to march all the way up the mountains, over the mountains, and will to defend Genoa. We've seen him do it. Build that Casus Belli. We could possibly have enough boats to beat them at sea, and then just land our troops down in Genova, and try to quickly siege his place down. All we really have to do is primarily force him to change his faction from Ghibellines to Guelphs. But if we could vassalize him too, then that's also pretty good. I don't mind vassalizing Genoa, making them answer to me. War in Lithuania is still ongoing. What should I build more of? Lumber and stone? They've got 7,800 more peasants to promote up into laborers. And lumber. 12,000 peasants here. They could definitely fill that up. Fiber crops, beeswax. Got more wool up here, and wool is also food. How's their wheat looking? They've almost filled out their laborers for the wheat. And are they still in a deficiency? Buying food in Val di Mazzara still. They have the peasants, so it'll just take them some time. And I still don't see why they're not filling out that fishing village. Is it just because of the market access? Transportation distance to markets are probably not worth it. Well, their current market is in Tunis. So maybe that's why. Maybe they feel that there's no purpose in fishing if it's all going to go out there. So maybe it does behoove me we could improve the marketplace. There's 1,800 burgers, and this requires 250. Alright. Get more marketplace. Trade advantage, trade capacity. Hopefully that helps with the pool. You have enough burgers there. $250 burgers. They have 558, 98. What about market villages? Food capacity, trade advantage, trade capacity. It's decimals, but I'm sure that decimals help. Market village they've already got. Available burgers is 240, so they're actually 10 burger deficient here. They could promote. They just won't fill up right away. +1. And no market guild could be made here? Or market guild? Market village? Farming village would give an extra food production of 4%. That'll fall within Val di Gargenti. And Val di Gargenti is not one of the ones... They actually have a food surplus there. Val di Noto. Basilicata. Basilicata is buying food? Calabria Ultra? No, you guys are embarrassing us. We're supposed to be good on food around here, and I even improved you guys' fish. Now, why are you guys not fishing? I understand you guys over here. Maybe not wanting to bother if the trade's too far away. Olives is food? Olives is some food? Iron is food, iron is not food. Okay, Cotone still counts for... No, that's cotton. The livestock is right over the border. Okay. Didn't mean to click that, but I guess I just did. What else can we get you guys? Fishing village, for whatever reason you guys don't want to work as fishermen. Settlement, migration attraction, population growth, market village. Is food capacity, but not food producing. Farming village. Local food production up. And now I have no money. Profitable. At least the population needs are no longer in full integers. It's taken us nearly 30 years of game time, but they're slowly accumulating their needs. Oh, Dubrovnik is pulling through again. Franakayada. All their neighbors are all around here, and they're choosing to go overseas instead. Is it really that much better? "13 spies for Urbino." What's going on over here? No wars, just have your guy up. Alliance with Patro. Guelphs. Hey, that's mine. Also Guelphs. Surprised Mantua hasn't pushed on over to these guys. Every time I put this icon down, it's a magnet for foreign invasion. Sure. And how's my artist progress doing? Don't tell me he died on me. I paid him that money, and he's gone now. Nuh-uh. I don't even get a rebate. Where'd he go off to? Where'd he get off to? Come on, come on. No notification? Just if your artist is gone, he vanishes? We have less than one artist, we do not. Artist 1. Tedici Feishi. I don't recognize these guys. Where's my philosopher dude that I paid 300 monies to? I paid 300 monies to a guy and now he's just gone. Direct impact of art lessened. Man! Just wasted 300 bucks then. Banking family of Cephalou. As a complexity of the world at understanding of it grows, so grows the importance of economics. Naturally, cunning men striving for wealth and power seize the opportunity to create business and banks. A banking family in Cephalou in particular has risen to fame, as they've proven quite successful at their craft. Their wealth, while impressive, has become a threat to our own control over Cephalou as their influence in the town rivals our own. Let them be. Lose 10 control and gain progress towards banking. Get pop satisfaction. Reassert control. But grant the family some autonomy, 2.5 towards banking. Dissolve the bank. Assume their assets. For 50 bucks, that's it. We'll get 2.5. Banking doesn't have too many things I care about. Renaissance does, but we have no exposure to that. $51 is fine, $49 is not. Let's put some relief for the burgers. There. Nobility is at equilibrium. Violanta, 15 now. When's her birthday again? March? March 29. A few more months, and hopefully we can marry our son off to her. What have we got now? Missing input books. With all the scriptoriums I've been building. Didn't I put a scriptorium down here? I thought I put a scriptorium down, did I not? Or was I out of money by the time I got to here? Now I have to wonder. Now I'm getting paranoid. Gaeta, you got a scriptorium, right? No? Sant'Angelo? Our scriptorium's there, so maybe just forgot where exactly I clicked. Probably ran out of money building them more inland, and then before I got to the capital ran out. Wait, what's missing here? No, I can build it. I just saw the gray for the clergy colors and thought, oh, it's grayed out, I can't do it. Why import more books when I could be the bookmaker? 14 spies for Urbino. Development feels really low. Also, looks like my law's finally finished up. So could I continue aiding centralization? Nope. His amount of help can only bring it as far as 25.85 decentralization. We could try to show some other societal value. What do my values currently lie at? Mostly spiritual, mostly tradition, aristocratic. The serfdom, free subject differences, what again? Maximum tax for peasants, peasant food consumption down if they're free subjects. Pop promotion doubled. Pop promotion doubled for free subjects. A lot of our things naturally build us more towards serfdom. Conciliatory over belligerent. Less antagonism. If people know that we're enough of a bad boy, then we get away with things more. Casus Belli creation faster. War score cheaper. Worse diplomatic reputation. Spy network faster. Conciliatory. More efficient cabinets. Loyalty of subjects. Slower Casus Belli creation. No wonder everybody else is beating us to the places we're trying to make stuff in. Antagonism when taking land, when breaking truce. From declaring war without Casus Belli higher. I feel like there's more benefit to me being belligerent. I'll lose 4 diplomatic reputation. But that could be worked on. Putting towards quality is excellent. Could not push further than 19.76 towards quality right now. To push further. Organized Marines government reform. Elite training policy. Superior firepower. Sustained discipline. And scales with army experience and cabinet influence. Land versus naval is 2 in the middle to matter right now. RGO size, proximity through land. Traditional economy is way up there. We're still rural folks here primarily. Communal over individual. Army morale, Navy morale, pop migration. If we had communalism to max, I would have to pay only half as much of a stability gutting in order to revoke people's privileges. Cannot push further than 35 without religious administration, royal and ecclesiastical courts, public welfare, counter-espionage, social contract. What about centralization? To push further, it doesn't say there's a cap right now, because it's still building towards centralization. So once it gets further in there, then it'll say, hold on, bucko, you can't get further than this without adding some of these. Monetary fiefs, estate privilege for the nobles, smaller tax for noble estate, and smaller noble levies. Restricted worker unions. We can't do that. We gotta support the unions. Royal decree government reform. Royal commissions government. Efficiency of cabinet. Dynastic administration. Less noble power. Less clergy power. Less burgher power. Less efficient legislative. But we become more efficient. Everybody loses 10% power, huh? Statutes of Lithuania. Somehow I feel I'm not going to get that. So, cabinet, what to make you do? We can't have you both do control because the game won't let me. We could keep him on developed province. Develop with the decimals of decimals. Strengthen government. Extra legitimacy. so I don't have to pay as much for legitimacy. As long as he's doing that, I don't need to pay as much. Or I could just leave it as is. Get to like 90 or something. There. Plus 0 in the green. An unused capacity, who needs what? Books, we're building more scriptorium. Fruits back up in the integer. Dubrovnik just keeps on mashing through. They've taken my fruit, didn't they? They did. Bastards! Population needs, food imports. How about profit? Gold from pest for 2.8. Nah, money's fine for now. How many pearls do they really need? Pearls more for the Dubrovnik market? And the Tunis market? They chose to adhere to the market pool of some foreign power. I'm not gonna get them the pearls and rice they want. The real ones, my loyal ones, want furs. And grains. More Mediterranean galleys. We got the sailors. Got the gold. Giorgio Stimopoulos died at 52, Admiral of the Second Navy. Okay. So, who wants to ride the boat? Crown Prince Luigi? We could put Crown Prince Luigi in charge of the Navy. At 76, 53, 38, he wouldn't make the worst general either. Less damage done, less combat speed. Mostly he benefits for blockade efficiency, navy maintenance, frontage, correct section chance. But if we swapped him out to be a general, then little Luigi... Logistics distance better, siege ability. Possible frontage, correct section chance. He'll be alright on unit food consumption, initiative, and morale. And playing catch-up, but not horrible when it comes to discipline. I think he'd be okay as a general. Luigi? You could be Generalissimo of our first army. And then for Navy, the important Navy is this one, because that's where all of my galleys are. This fella's got 21, 85, 81. 85, 81. I think he can't be beat, right? I think he's alright. We'll keep you there. And then just put whoever here. Anybody else of crown interest? Luigi Angio? Or the other Luigi Angio, who's also a ruthless blockader? Nah. Okay, Violante. Only a few more months and then we can marry our boy off to you. Adolescent to the County of Evero. Countess Jean d'Evero. Now that's odd. Why do you have your kid off elsewhere in somebody else's court? Chowdhury Evero, Chowdhury Evero, Chowdhury Evero. at home. He's got his one son, and he sent all the rest of his kids overseas. Provinces want even more autonomy. One of our provincial governors has figured out that under our current decentralized policies, we're working on that, he can go to business for himself. The fact that the army has managed to raise is too small to support such a claim does not seem to worry him much. Give him autonomy, lose control. Wait, what's the benefit to making them lose control everywhere? Rein them in, lose stability. So, where would he lose control in? Bari, Jaltamur. Okay, so basically every place here. We could raise that back up. We could let him chase after windmills for a day. And then send Filippo to increase control right away. Enjoy your minus 10% autonomy. %for the force of the faction Casus Belli. How are our friends and enemies doing? Hungary is no longer at war, it looks like. Bohemia? Bohemia is, though. Started by Tahrir, they were pulled into that. Metz and Tahrir minus 23%. To the benefit of the big guys, of course. I don't think this is going to last a good long while. Commoners, why are you unhappy now? Satisfaction equilibrium is at a 43. Why? I've been giving you guys what you want. Haven't I? Already have capacity for those. Commoners, let's dip you down then. Plus 30. To get you back to 50. 56, 71, 57. Val di Mazzara. I've given you guys fishing villages and you guys just don't want to work. It's not my fault if you guys go hungry. $2.36. Let's go ahead and drop diplomatic spending. At least to the point of maintaining. February. The moment March 29 pops in, they're gonna get so many missives in the mail. Noble Empire now. Byzantines just keep eating shit. Urbino, Genoa, Camarino, Byzantines. March 11. 32% to force into faction. They're still at their war, it's still ongoing. They're all the way up there. They'll still join in though. 38 against 27. 38 to 27. It's currently minus 27 because they're at war. Trust towards Genoa. They like Genoa. So I do want to keep these spies going in, so at the very least, I can ruin their relationship. $48 to $47. How did things flip for us? Wait, April? Oh, good, she's not married yet. Where's my son? Where's my son? See, this is alright. This is better. This way we don't look so desperate trying to get her married. Oh, but she's still not an option. Hold on. County of Evero. Heiress Dina Fitzgerald. What's wrong with the Aragonese Violante? Second cousin, that's plenty distant. Do we not get to dabble with the Aragonese? Lower Bavaria. Distant cousin. There's always Piedmont. Piedmont was holding out for us. It was meant to be. Your eldest daughter. Your younger heir Filippo di Savoy. Well, if Violante isn't an option for us, does not belong to the ruling dynasty. We can't arrange marriages for those outside our country. Ah well, Violante, we tried. Son, I tried to join our crowns with you, but it looks like nobody wants. Lord Bavaria does give more great power score. But I don't care about Lower Bavaria. I'm not thinking medieval enough, aren't I? This is a 16-year-old. What's her relationship to Lower Bavaria? A 16-year-old noble? Princess? What do they call him in Lower Bavaria? Is she even related to the current ruling dynasty? Von Wittelsbach? But it's a royal marriage we're arranging, so I would assume. Yeah, von Wittelsbach. Countries ruled by this dynasty. No place, no place, no place, no place, or no place. Lower and Upper Bavaria. I think I'll go for Piedmont. We care about the goings-on in Italy. It'll give us ties with the Guelph. And then further ties with the Savoys across the mountain. Everything else is too French, too German, I don't really care. It'll give us 4.86 prestige, they gain 5.96. They're now legally married. Benefit both our nations immensely, gain more prestige. Okay, Piedmont. Propose a ruler. No regency. We can't force him into a unit of ours. We have an overlord with Savoy. Now we just gotta wait. Wait and wait for this to get to 20. So we could start... so we could start building Casus Belli. Building Casus Belli is so slow in this one. Filippo Angio? Our little boy. Son and heir to Albania. You get a royal marriage too. Albania and who? Albania and Lower Bavaria? We could let you guys have those ties? Where's Rolsey? It doesn't seem to... Oh, over there. That's it? That's got 51 great power score? Here, son. We'll let you have the prestige. You could have the little princess from Lower Bavaria. She's around your age too. This will give us 0.82 prestige, and they get 6. She's not in line for the throne of Lower Bavaria. Eh. Another 50 more days to get one more Mediterranean galley. 2 traditionals and 1 Mediterranean. 3 Mediterraneans, 1 traditional. 1 Mediterranean, 2 traditionals, I think. I think we could already safely kick Genoa's assets at sea. They've only got 333. A traditional galley on each side. Gold from Pest always goes sour very quickly. And then they end up right on top again. Need masons, need population, need books. How are my scriptoriums going? 41 days, 101 days. I guess books wouldn't be out of the question, but I can't. They have no suggested trades on books. Baz, 1.23. They need 0.03, and these books give 0.01. There. That's a little bit more decimal for them. Food imports. There. Now, Pest Market. They keep offering us stuff, and then we order for profit, and it says, wait, never mind. All these other guys like us a whole lot more. Could I build on you? We don't have building rights yet. Bohemia, surprise, 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 or tiny war, has halted. They've nearly annexed Moravia, which may or may not be a good thing depending how rural it is. I see town. But they're relatively more compact here. So, It could be more of a benefit than us trying to annex Achaia was. What's going on, Pisa? What are you guys getting up to, vassal of mine? No war here? They're rivals with Siena, Aragon? Aragonese and Aravese war? Who's involved in it? Aragon, Cagliari, Provincion, Papal States joining in. So we can't rely on Aragon in taking Genoa. And that's perfectly fine, and Papal States are probably going to be too busy with that to join either side. Papal States is a no, but Bohemia is still a yes. And we're officially slightly weaker. Levy availability is a no, border distance. Target opinion is better. How many spies have I got? 4? We'll need 1 spy to drop Hungary's opinion of Genoa. Another spy to drop Bohemia's opinion of Genoa. (37 minus 1). So when Bohemia is at war, the odds of them refusing is a lot tighter. Levy size increased, hooray. What if I sort by maximum profit per level? Scriptorium? Scriptorium is currently the most profitable thing we can build in Napoli. In that case, we have the clergy for it. We got so many clerics. Salerno? What is your most profitable building? Scriptorium still. People really want their paper. Cosenza. Potenza, an actual town. Scriptorium. We're going to go to a completely paper-based society, apparently. Available clerics is 358, and they need... Employment is 50 clerics? Well, then max it out. Max out scriptoriums there. Luceri. Paper makers only plus 11, or 0.11. Paper makers. We can't afford the 34.99. What does paper makers require? Burgers, and they got 619 available. $47.49. We've lost control of the situation. 16 versus 20? What do you mean 20? How are they getting so much better? And Schism? Pope is floundering. Oh. I'm at 0.0 diplomats per month and only 0.37. I need diplomats. I can't just send armies all by themselves. People find that rude, for whatever reason. Diplomatic spending is back on the table. All these different spy networks going on at once is gunning into my capability. Commoners at equilibrium. Burghers. We could squeeze a bit more out, couldn't we? Burgher tax. To 55.49. Burger tax. 54 burger tax. 53 burgers. 52? Fine, good enough. Nobles tax him into space. I feel like while I keep dancing on too expensive diplomats, not enough diplomats, too expensive diplomats, not enough diplomats, I should do this in conjunction with my minting. Get inflation all the way up while I'm paying for more diplomats. And then when my inflation is too high, drop my diplomats. 0.3 a month to get 45. We're halfway to getting forced into faction. For once, I need Bohemia to be more aggressive. They see me as their rival, but I'm not going to reciprocate, because if I do, that's going to give them reason to want to accept war against me. They're going to say, no, wait, yeah, we'll join our war. We're already at a war with somebody else. But you're going against that asshole? Excuse me. Still missing 0.03 books. Glass Guild not as profitable. Population need is at 0. Building needs. Could do food or imports for profit. Let's get some dyes in. Trying to go for things with lower trade capacity that'll still give us a decent profit all in all. Then again, this is profit per trade capacity. So, if I'm not getting the 1 trade capacity, I'm not getting the 1.83. What have you got here? Mercury. "52 days for the farming village? Do I still have places that are deficient on food and have to buy extra? We do. We're losing 1.33 a month. Val di Mazzara, Calabria Ultra, Basilicata. How's inflation right now? 3.32? We can keep riding the train until it hits 5. I think 5 is where I'll bring my... If I'm going to bring inflation up to 5, I might as well go all the way up then. Bring all the cash in. And then once I get to 5 inflation, drop it back down again. I don't like having so many spies around here. All at the same time. We're gonna get 20 spies on Urbino pretty soon. And I don't even have the diplomats to start fabricating the claim instead. But I could always drop it once it gets to 20. Because that's building the spy network, so this will keep the spies. Money taking a dip? What happened? Cost of court. What's the difference? 0.27? Those 0.27s add up. But I'll keep that 0.27. Because prestige also gives crown power. Come on, final spy, get out of there. Get out of there. We're gonna get another Senato before we get any Casus Belli that we could use on anybody. $20. Alright. Covert actions. Cancel building spies. Because I've already got my 20 now. Create Casus Belli. To force into faction, just need the diplomat. So cancel the spies for now. That'll give me an extra. I shouldn't be having so many things going at the same time. I don't like having so many things going at the same time because it makes my diplomats so expensive. But given that I'm relying on all these little dudes... Because every time I try to build towards somebody else, that somebody else gets gobbled up. Mantua, Bologna... 4.45. Okay, show me that extra spy. Or the extra diplomat. There, 1.22. Create Casus Belli. What do you mean currently 19.15? It was at 20. They decay? Do the spies decay? I think the spies decay then. I just wasted all that time. I'll have to spend... I have to spend a diplomat to rebuild. I have to spend one whole diplomat to get one spy, to get 0.45 a spy. And then I'll be down diplomats anyway. A daughter born to Queen Giovanna? Damn, 16-year age difference between my kids. The baby is Edvigangio. Cute. I'm gonna wait then till I get a couple of extra... I'm gonna wait till I get 2 diplomats. And then build the spy network. And then cancel the spy network and build the Casus Belli. Military treaties, our emphasis on a strong aristocracy has given the nobility means to serve in the army, and they're devoting more of their attention to the military. Good, that's their purpose. One of them has published a treatise on military thought. Cool. 10% to state satisfaction in army and navy tradition. Inflation. 4.82. Okay, now drop it. Price go up, price go back down. $23.47. It's been how many? It's been almost 30 years, and I'm still jumping between 20 gold a month, 40 gold a month. Even with all the developments I put into my country. Maybe I'll wait till 3 diplomats. Because we're gonna get the force into faction Casus Belli soon. And then I want to build that spy network again just to cancel it. And fabricate the claim right afterwards. I don't think the popes in Rome have a chance. It seems to me that the people have made their choice and they prefer Paris over Rome. Wonder what makes them actually do councils, because they just need 2 to end this. If Rome exists, and either Rome or Paris have done 2 councils, more than 2 councils, then hooray, it wins. $1.97. And the control should be finished here. We can't get it too high. Who's got 67%? 21 on 6.9. 23 on 6.5. Doing a lot of waiting at this phase of the game. How much longer until the next Senato, I wonder? Three years ago, so it's coming up pretty soon. Simony? Gain 109 money if Emmanuel Costa moves to the Kingdom of Two Sicilies. This naive enthusiast. 99, Marshall. 53, 72, 99 isn't all that bad. He's 24, so we could use him as a commander for a while. But simony is a sin. Gain legitimacy, lose influence. Buy Emmanuel. And now that we're at 94 legitimacy. -0, +1. For a difference of 0.11 monies. Do I care about 0.11 monies all that much? Kinda. Few more months out of 3 diplomats. Is it just me? It's numbers and decimals. But it's kind of mana, isn't it? Capitano Focobianchi died of age of 48, Admiral of the First Navy. My first Navy Admiral, who was so good! 48 years old only! Well, I can't complain too much. 83, 58, 90. Naval damage, combat speed? Merely okay on initiative and morale? 100! 81, 30. He's also calm, but that's just for ruler traits. What about somebody who's more for diplomat and military and not so much for administrative? Do we have that sweet combination of diplomat and military? We do not. Administrative and military? Is just this golden child again? So I guess there's Anatolios and then everybody else. There's little Filippo. Give Filippo some military experience before he goes off to Albania. Oh, he's wasted no time. He just got married. The boy turned 16, just got married, and they've already popped out a kid. Luigi Angio the Elder. Luigi was in, I mean, he didn't get married until he was 18, because we were waiting for somebody else he couldn't marry. But he also wasted no time. A little Katerina. Was he racing with his brother, trying to get the baby out first? Anatolios, 83, 90. But then again, we could put him for command of the army instead, too. 83, 58, 90 for the army. 9% discipline, 45% combat speed, siege ability, frontage. So, he's going to rule someday, and so he needs to get some experience in command. Anatolio will have more opportunity once we actually do wars. You're gonna be on standby, Anatolio. Not as much naval damage and combat speed. We live and die with naval damage. Who else have we got? Francesco. Frontage, correct section chance, maritime presence, initiative. Filippo Angio. Heir to Albania. Alright, Filippo. You will be in charge of our offensive navy. Almost got that casus belli. Bohemia's not being nice and going into other wars yet. Hungary still loves us, but they also love Genoa, the jerks. How much longer do we have for this? 49 to 51. Age of Discovery or later. The bar is going around. Oh, there we go. Age of Renaissance. We're not that far ahead yet. $2.7. One more month, and we'll put the spy back in there. Herb. Urbino. $12.15. So spies do decay once you remove the spy network. Good to know that now. Which means it's gonna be a while yet till that repopulates. Is it just me? Or is there no more Byzantine Empire? Oh, there they are. Noble Empire became Byzantine, but we're not spying on them anymore, so the cost I spent over there no longer exists. They lost their civil war, inherited Thessaly's vassalhood under them, but they didn't inherit the spine network I was building. Whatever. We'll save Byzantines for some other time. All I would have done was taken Thessaly away and then feed it to my vassals here. But that's insignificant. We got this to worry about. More grains. Province control. Who to work on now? Tax base. Let's get these 20s into 30s. Almost got that Casus Belli, Genoa. It's no wonder my queen is so indulgent. What else can she do but drink when she's got to just sit here, stare at the map, and wait for things to build? Hey, Television Warrior. What are my thoughts on the game so far? You're on the fence? So far, I am enjoying the depth of granularity. I've been longing for a game with more granularity in it. It's super dense, and so I'm still really bad at it, for one, and have to learn so much more of it. But I'm liking what I see so far. And now that we have proper Casus Belli, Aragon will still say no, because they're busy with his other war. Aragon's at war, Hungary. 38 to 42. Hungary loves us. But the target opinion's at 22. The game claims that we're slightly stronger than Genoa, plus Bohemia, plus Brescia, plus all of Bohemia's little millions of underlings. But we know that can't possibly be true. If I had Hungary on my side, I'd feel more comfortable with it. 9,000 troops they could provide won't be enough to eliminate Bohemia's and all their little friends. But they could be a roadblock. They could help us out in that way. Maybe Aragon could have been a help too, but they were quite happy to sit on their thumbs. Could you pick whichever country you'd want to start with? You could. Now, my own biases, I prefer if there were certain other countries they haven't included that I wish they would, but you do have the ability to pick anybody on the map that is an actual country. If it's a country, you could pick it, you could play as it. To varying degrees of difficulty, of course. Got 9 spies with Genova still? So if I spend one of these spies to sabotage reputation, I could have him sabotage reputation with Bohemia too. But given that the calculus for whether they will join or not is at 37 to -1, dropping their opinion by 50 is not going to be enough to make Bohemia not join Genoa. Is Germany on? There are so many little Germanys. In fact, all these little Germanys are a pain in my ass. Because the whole point of this little political thing we got going on here is that me, the Pope, and a few others support the independence of the Italian states, while others prefer allegiance to the Holy Roman Emperor, which is currently Bohemia. And so every single time we attack Bohemia, we have The full might of the HRE Emperor himself crushing down on us, so I gotta be really particular about who I go against in their faction. So if I use my spies, sabotage reputation between Genoa and Hungary. Our spies have actively worsened how Hungary views Genoa. And so they would join. We will get Hungary to join us, which gives us a little bit better comfort on how we compare land to land. So maybe it's time to take on Genoa then. I've been trying to build up taking Genoa for like 2 or 3 streams now. Alone, they're kittens. But Bohemia has so many troops, and he pulls in all of his underlings, all of his little vassals. If it was just Genoa, no problem, but these guys kick my ass. But now I feel comfortable. We won't take them over as in owning their country anymore. They got more forts in the time it's taken to build up this, Well, they got 3 extra forts. Before they only had a fort here, in Geneva, and 1 in Sardinia. They put all their money towards fort, and fort. They got 3 more. So it might not be as easy to take these guys on after all. I could definitely crush their boats, because we have technological and numerical superiority there after all, and we have sailors again. We actually have sailors. So we could repair our boats, and keep kicking them in the teeth. We have 19,000 levies we could raise. Bohemia's got a military strength of 16,000. 9,000 Hungarians will join with us. We also have the ability to call province into war now. They're in our personal union. They don't have any crosswise alliance. So couldn't I call province into here? Province will say no. 192 against 20. I should have changed the rules to make them always join with. Province is at war. Oh. They're currently at war is why. There's also target opinion, so I'd have to make province dislike Genoa a bit more too. I still have more spies. Are you stuck in the whole Aragonese-Navarre thing? They are. Aragonese-Navarrese war. They got 13,000 troops to their name. That's me. That is the queen of the 2 Sicilies and also the queen of Provence. I can't just be like, hey Provence, you want to go to war? Yeah, Sicily. I gotta do this all legalistically and proper-like. But, sad to say that now that we do have our Casus Belli, that is about as much time as I have for today, I'm afraid. We'll pick this up again, and we'll see if we can actually force vassalize Genoa, and force them to swap allegiance from the Ghibellines to the Guelphs. If I can do that, maybe they'll lose some of their current progress towards completion, because that's just down to tax, and Genoa's got a lot of it. But for now, that's it, folks. So I hope you've had fun. I have. I think tonight I'm going to make some soup. I got all that broth that I made with the remaining bone from the bone and butt portion ham. And it's chilly enough now that I think making some decent soup, put some rice in it, some veggies might be a good idea. For the time being, who are we going to stream tonight? Schubert's doing his retro achievements. McCall's doing Double Dragon Advance. So who should we do? Schubert or McCall? Schubert, McCall? Let's go see McCall. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to successfully take over Genoa tomorrow. It's definitely going to... It's going to be tense still. We have more forts we'll have to take over. And that's going to delay things while Bavaria marches on down. Not Bavaria. While Bohemia marches on down. I don't know how much of a roadblock Hungary is going to be. We could also try waiting for a more opportune opportunity for the Aragonese-Navarrese war to finish, so Provence could be more available to help me out for Bohemia to end up in a war elsewhere, and thus unable to help with Genoa. It doesn't have to be right away after all, but the longer I wait, the more they enrich themselves. For now, folks, thank you all for hanging out. Stick around for the raid. Say hi to Mac. And I'll catch you guys on around next time. See you later.
Tomorrow 輝こう強く